Some of the saddest and most painful faces are those afflicted with incurable illnesses and crippling accidents. They suffer endless pain and tribulations which are beyond all prayers and hopes. We pray that this fate does not befall us. Although modern medicine has made many advances in the treatment and palliative supportive care of patients, the most needy have no access due to lack of awareness, misconceptions, and financial considerations. Palliative medicine, the newest branch of medicine, improves the quality of life of these patients by addressing their sufferings. Alpha Palliative Care, an initiative of Alpha Charitable Trust, has been functioning since 2005 and is the largest home care service provider in India. About 30% of the patients accessing palliative care services have restricted mobility of varying extent. By giving state-of-the-art physiotherapy facilities, management of their wounds and other physical issues, we can rehabilitate these patients to a more productive life through Project Punarjani.
People receiving palliative care are those who are incurably ill, like people suffering from advanced conditions of cancer and other chronic diseases beyond the curable limits. Many of them, especially those who are suffering from lung cancer in advanced condition, their life is very, very miserable and they need care at the hour of their need. Many times, in the absence of palliative care facility, these patients end up in cancer hospitals and other private or government hospitals. But I remember a patient came to one of Alpha's hospice, was in a very bad condition, and he was admitted immediately, and the doctors gave him a tablet morphine 10 milligrams. After 30 minutes of having the tablet, we found him slowly raising his head. After 90 minutes, we found him enjoying a glass of hot milk and talking to his daughter and son. He spent 2 days in Alpha, and when he got relief from his physical problems, he went home, and he was supported by the Link Center, the nearby Link Center, and he lived only 2 weeks after that. But those 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of his life, he could spend in his home, and he could see all his relatives, and those who wanted to meet him and see him could do so, and he left this world receiving all the religious prayers and without adding on to his financial burden of the family, because all the treatment we give from Alpha are free of any cost.
Punarjani, a project of Alpha Palliative Care, was designed on the basis of study in patients with restricted mobility to improve their quality of life. In Project Punarjani, we have a wide variety of patients.
Thousands of people are confined to their homes after suffering from motor accidents and other accidents like falling from buildings, trees, and there are so many people who have suffered stroke and got paralyzed on one side. These people, when they undergo treatment in hospitals, finally when they are discharged, the doctors advise them to undergo regular physiotherapy, and they want to, but at the same time it is not practically possible. They become homebound, and many times they are confined to their rooms or beds. When their mobility is so much reduced, physical condition worsen. Their vital organs are quite healthy, and they got so many days and months and years left. they can be alive for those, but they have no life because their mobility is restricted. They are unable to do anything by themselves. They need assistance to live, even to pass urine or for any daily routine. Most of them require assistance of other people, and they find it very difficult to continue living. Many of them consider ending the life, and some of them have really tried to end life, but because of their restricted mobility, they say that they are unable to commit suicide even.
As I was totally dependent on others, I always felt like committing suicide, but I did not. Not because I was afraid of death, but I was afraid my attempt would not succeed.
What they need is improvement in the mobility, and it is in this context that we commissioned Project Punarjani, meaning rebirth. These are the people who have practically lost their lives. We commenced this project identifying 400 people who were bedridden. We selected 100 from various of these categories, and we started giving them regular physiotherapy. After 1 year of continuous physiotherapy, we evaluated what progress they have achieved. All the 100 people we selected out of these 400, good improvement. Some of them have even returned to normal life.
Patients who suffer severe physical disability need excellent home care. The story of Rajan Pattathu from Thrissur is a shining example of Alpha's system of providing care for the afflicted. 8 years ago, when Rajan was registered at Alpha Palliative Care, his wounds were deep, foul-smelling, with severe infection, and even his own kin were reluctant to visit him. He has regained most of his social life and moves around on a scooter donated by the local Grama Panchayat. Today he can be seen with his friends in his native place.
We are now targeting the 500,000 people in Kerala needing palliative care on regular basis.
Alpha Palliative Care Link Centers have been established with this objective in mind. These link centers are run by specially trained doctors, nurses and physiotherapists. Alpha Link Centers, like Alpha Hospices, operate without discrimination, irrespective of race, religion, caste, creed, and political affiliation, providing quality palliative care to the needy.
Before the accident or before the stroke, these people were doing some wonderful job. After the revival, we have not revived them fully. They cannot run, they cannot jump, but at the same time they can sit for a long time. That means they can sit on a wheelchair, and if we have a ramp instead of steps, they can reach everywhere. And if sitting for long hours, that means they can operate a computer, they can operate many engineering machines. So for this purpose, we need to have vocational training centers as an integral part of each link center. These ITIs should be affiliated with NCBT. Once we establish classrooms and workshops for the ITI, we can use the same facility for MES courses. These are modular educational courses. Most of these people are not in a position to pay the fees, and they cannot afford. We should be able to do it free of cost for the women from the devastated families as well as the people with restricted mobility. So in this case, it is necessary to have government aid. What we are asking for is aided ITIs. If government can pay the salaries of the employees of the ITIs, the rest of the expenses as well as the establishment cost can be borne by the community. Establishment of link centers in this way in every block panchayat and city in Kerala will result in providing palliative care at the hour of the patient's need, not when it is convenient to the providers as it happens today. If we have to achieve it, we have to have the collective networking of all sections of the society. It is our opportunity, it is our responsibility, it's our duty to support people suffering from pain and distress, various kinds of difficulties. And if we can do that at their own places, there will be universal peace and harmony, and there will be support and love and friendship everywhere, and we can build a society based on values.
Can we ignore the thousands of people around us in pain and distress? Can we ignore their suffering? Don't these questions burn into our collective conscience? Palliative care has to be conducive to their needs. It has to augment their self-respect and self-confidence and be of value to them. It has to be made available sustainably in a consistent environment, gaining their full acceptance and trust. This is not a call of duty, but an assertion of the fundamental rights of human beings to live with dignity.
ഇനിയും കഴിഞ്ഞില്ല കാലം നാമിനി ഉയരാൻ കൊതിക്കുമീ നേരം തളരില്ല നമ്മൾ മുന്നേറുമെന്നും അണയില്ല സ്നേഹമാം ദീപം അണയില്ല സ്നേഹമാം ദീപം അണയില്ല സ്നേഹമാം ദീപം അണയില്ല സ്നേഹമാം ദീപം അണയില്ല സ്നേഹമാം ദീപം